The single biggest difference between the X100V and the new X100VI is the fact that you're actually going to be able to order it and get it. And that is because Fujifilm has built a brand new factory to make this camera and meet the demand. They have also built up a significant stockpile of cameras, and the biggest retailers have a huge number of cameras on the way to them. Because of that, a number of the larger retailers will be shipping the pre-orders from the 28th of February. And this is really what made me order my camera, because I can see that these will sell out, but if you do pre-order in these first few days, it's likely that you will be in that first batch that comes in the first week or two. Now, I'll put a link in the description down below to the one company I found that I'm pretty confident will be shipping pretty quickly, but I'm continuing to do my research and see if I can find some other that are gonna have the same sort of thing going on. Now, I also wanna share with you why I am so interested in this X100VI, but I could never bring myself to buy an X100V. And that's primarily because two key features that most people are talking about as evolutionary upgrades. But for me, it takes it from a camera that really I thought looked cool and I was interested in, but it just wouldn't work for me, to a camera that should work quite well for the type of shooting that I do. And the first thing is the IBIS. The old X100V did not have an image stabilized lens or in-body image stabilization. That meant when I was shooting video, it was going to be exceptionally shaky, or I was going to have to put it on a gimbal or put it on a tripod. This doesn't suit the true hybrid type of shooter that I am, which is about 50% photography and 50% video. I just could not use that camera for video and have the images come out the way that I want. So adding the IBIS makes this a proper usable video camera. The other feature that's a big deal for me is the digital cropping modes, and gives you the full frame equivalent of a 35mm lens, a 50mm lens, and a 70mm lens. Looking at the default 23mm lens on the Fuji X100VI, which is a 35mm equivalent field of view, I love that for video, but I am not in love with that focal length for photography. I even like it, even up to 25, 28, I'm okay with, but I find 23mm for photography a little bit boring at times, and particularly in a crowded environment, I struggle to compose an image. This might be a little bit about my skill, but that's just the way I feel about it. Having that 40 megapixel sensor allows you to do a digital crop in or a digital zoom in the camera that goes from the default 35mm field of view, which is a 40 megapixel image. Then it gives you a 50mm option field of view, which is a 20 megapixel image. And then it gives you a 70mm field of view, which is a 10 megapixel image. Now, once we get to 10 megapixels, we're kind of really pushing the envelope a little bit. And that is even 2 megapixels below what the average phone is right now. But that image is still going to look heaps better than your average phone photo. And that 20 megapixels at 50mm field of view is perfectly usable, and I have no problem with that, particularly for the type of use that I'm going to use this camera for. So for me, that step up from the X100V to the X100VI is now giving me a camera which is absolutely suitable for video. It's giving me a photography camera with 3 different focal lengths, and it's still getting me that cool, ultra cool Fuji X100 user experience. Once again, I'll put the pre-order links in the description down below, and any further suppliers that I find that look like they're going to be shipping very quickly, I will add those links down in the description down below as well.